Hey, good morning. Thank you for joining us as this year we move very intentionally to Christmas by remembering what was said in the Old Testament about the Messiah that they were expecting and how Jesus fulfilled all those prophecies. And today we're being reminded of a name that Jesus would become known by. In the last book of the New Testament, Revelation, in chapter 5, it tells us that as John is getting a vision of the heavenly throne room in which the one seated on the throne is handed a scroll sealed with 7 seals, but no one is found worthy to open the scroll. And so John, as he sees this, begins to weep. That's when one of the elders says to him, "Do not weep. See, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the Root of David, has triumphed. He is able to open the scroll and its 7 seals." The Lion of the tribe of Judah. Have you heard Jesus called that? I mean, maybe you've seen a picture of a majestic lion, and you can tell by that picture that this lion is not in any way tame. This is a ferocious, don't mess with it lion. And somewhere in the picture are those words, the Lion of the tribe of Judah. Man, it's a powerful image toward the beginning of the last book of the Bible that finds its origin, interestingly, at the end of the first book of the Bible. It's in Genesis 49. It records Jacob calling together his 12 sons, who would become the leaders of the 12 tribes of Israel. He is near death. In Genesis 49, beginning in verse 1, says this, "Then Jacob called for his sons and said, 'Gather around so I can tell you what will happen to you in the days to come. Assemble and listen, sons of Jacob. Listen to your father Israel.'" And then he addresses his 3 oldest sons. And in verse 9, he gets to the 4th son in line, Judah. And he says in verse 9, "You are a lion's cub, Judah. You return from the prey, my son. Like a lion, he crouches and lies down. Like a lioness, who dares to rouse him?" And the picture is, don't mess with him. Here's the prophecy in the next verse. "The scepter will not depart from Judah, nor the ruler's staff from between his feet, until he to whom it belongs shall come, and the obedience of the nations shall be his." You know, the imagery of the lion reflects the powerful, majestic, and kingly nature of the lion, often regarded as the king of beasts. Applied to Judah, this is significant because it heralds the lineage of Judah as that of kings. For out of Judah's line, King David and his descendants would rule over Israel until the time of the Babylonian captivity. And generations later, Jesus would come as a descendant of David and Judah to forge a new covenant and usher in a new kingdom. So when Jacob says that the scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor the ruler's staff from between his feet, the scepter being a symbol of his kingly authority and lordship, he was prophesying, foretelling, the eventual eternal kingdom of Jesus, who will reign forever as king. That's why when Matthew begins his birth narrative of Jesus, we read, and maybe this is something you've skipped and hopefully you'll catch this year, "This is the genealogy of Jesus, the Messiah, the son of David, the son of Abraham. Abraham was the father of Isaac, Isaac the father of Jacob, Jacob the father of Judah and his brothers." And then you follow that down to verse 16. "And Jacob the father of Joseph, the husband of Mary, and Mary was the mother of Jesus, who was called the Messiah." It's actually why Matthew includes this information, so that his readers and you and I will know that Jesus is in the line of Judah. So when we come to Christmas, the imagery of a baby in a manger, a lion cub, if you will, but the reminder is this: the one who came, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the lineage of kings, is the king of our lives. And our lives are to be lived in such a way that they reflect the majesty and power of the one who is our king. And today's a great day to live in his kingdom.